If any Justice Kwaku Annan first no on 2 TV. Also or a investigator was a minimum on announce near Jumo say or Nankasa Yen Jumo say. EPK, the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South, say ordinate a program on 2 occasions or can still be believed for Papa. Now to set the pace, Ebeshase, Ebiana will be named Nimsa, the Pacorana Ekanasem. The parliamentary candidate of Techiman South, if any Christopher Beyere. In fact, 2020 election now he the same person that was a parliamentary candidate of Techiman South in 2020. And wasan awene Ababeye the candidate of Techiman South at 2024 about to ayekwe eye Christopher Beyere and NDC Techiman South edeneko. Epacho Christopher Beyere and the screen is we. Na papai a doctor. Mekasa doctor enya doctor opane or a PhD holder. Christopher Beyere no. Me seti pace no. In 2019, papai Trinity o Techiman say opese obey parliamentary candidate of Techiman South no. In fact, remember cause our primaries ni bi. And or win ye. Enti wa won follow argument nchen no. In 2019, this car here that was among some of the cars and the campaign or Ubi Obehemi from Techiman South Piano in him. So I had cars and the primaries, and this was among them. My brandy, John Mahama Danchenya, Mesome Danchen. Say Anka Techiman from Toba Mama made the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South on the ticket of NDC. So this was me. In fact, I had the opportunity of meeting Haruna Idrisu. Enti on your screen, me Haruna Idrisu, and Jina Hono. Enti me NDC ni me in Kaba Biasa me NDC ni da, me NDC ni pa. And then moving forward, Christopher Beyere so you be a minim ne pa. Minim Christopher Beyere pa. Enti on your screen again, Ube won't say I am sitting on the left side of Christopher Beyere, and then the former MC of Techiman South, so they Christopher Beyere right. We talk, minim Christopher Beyere pa. Intimate pace now as the NDC Constituency chairman of Techiman South, Chairman Munufie, and so the former MCE right, and a papaya or Timensa left and so friendly Joe Pipra, former deputy secretary of Techiman South NDC, and then not at the same time was the former deputy election director of Techiman South, a friendly Joe Pipra, or headmaster or the senator. So this is me. Na Kwaku Annan of ne 2 see or the exposé be eba after the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South ho e pa cho yen kwa na nyina yen kwa pesa exposé kuro na Kwaku Annan say odeba no.
This man called Dr Christopher Beyere, former executive secretary, health training institutions, and also we are learning so on was no the parliamentary candidates Emma the NDC in Techiman South. The picture no amonfa and 2 screen is my na Ghana for ni hu ni papa. Now, do you know what this man has done? Now, make us say.
What I'm going to do is say, Kwaku Annan Kasabia, I'll take my time and then come in and then explain what he is actually meaning. And then I say, Wakoji Sika will be one or I saw the good Christopher Beyere and Nima say, I don't even know. But for me, looking at how Kwaku Annan wanted to, now me book Kwaku Annan, me jik Kwaku Annan deep pass and some other Kwaku Annan account the 2 no. As a Kwaku Annan, me ya doubt ne kakra. When I listen to Kwaku Annan in this particular exposé, or one kasa friend exposé na, as a me ya doubt to Kwaku Annan kakra. E pa cho umayen to aso.
We've sent a text message to this man. I understand say ono no person a parliamentary candidate. Emma NDC. One of the constituencies were him found. Is this a Techiman South or no?
Nipa na wabodi di say who nim so one parliamentary candidate for Techiman South no. Say what's that ten no say who crowd nim be a parliamentary candidate no. But you know so NDC ni. Okay.
Whatever. But the NDC should beware about him. On Saturday, exactly 3:40 p.m. This is the message that went to him. Follow up with calls to him. Hello, doctor. My name is Kwaku Annan, an investigative journalist. I have tried reaching you since yesterday, Friday, 22nd March 2024. But efforts yielded no results. Please revert the call for a discussion. Thank you, Kwaku. And the date you're saying, this unscrupulous scavenger. Tell me today's date. National date here. The ma papa is on from omra meaning komo. Waiting yaba.
Kwaku Annan person chere me ene wo a me say ono ye investigative journalist. Now ono send a message to the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South, our Christopher Beyere or your doctor say, Omra or no Kwaku Annan ho. Ah, na dia sempa na wogane. Wo Kwaku Annan, you are telling me say wo wa frɛ Christopher Beyere say Christopher Beyere should come to you and give answers to you Kwaku Annan. Now until you have taken the opportunity on your show, say obey show and the Christopher Beyere. Ghana how dey emra na watch say wo Kwaku Annan, if somebody like you Kwaku Annan calls Christopher Beyere or even me, I should appear before you. What day is Ghana? Ghana politics, and we are taking the politics to some low level. Se Ghana ni namwa obi friend also a private investigator. I no onya ban adwuma ni bia o. Ono ankasa bia na adwuma to ono ankasa ne ho diam ono ankasa ne ho fans. Se ono to nsa afre wo se wo bra ono ne ho because ono informations about you. Hey.
Yet Oshen this mu quietly. So John Mahama we need power. Obe place obekwa akọ lobby akoye nneoma ensem fata na me kire wo nneoma ote abonten wa ne boni a wodi in the name of NDC e dey have say NDC na che wo no ntra nkaka za ensem fon no. Now the frontline investigate team have intercepted a voluminous document including the Auditor General's report revealing misappropriation plus forceful trespass of a parcel of land belonging.
Let's underline the points that Kwaku Annan raising and occur two documents. One from the Auditor General's and then one from a private citizen. Or a normal citizen to say, yeah, it's heavy. And then offer a voluminous document or they be exposé at Christopher Beyere.
To a Ghanaian base in the United States. Pape, ya capture Auditor General report. Chere say, wa misappropriate funds bi. Ni na egu ho. Na no member no so Wednesday na member no so.
Thank you.
Documents we ya maybe kan mu asem a chere we chere say. Apart from say ya pick documents say Pape ono na NDC breso. Now ye former executive secretary Emma health training institutions, you know.
Mepacho Dr Christopher Beyere ye Kwaku Annan be kana sem CCI. Now ko Ghana under John Mahama no. The whole health institutions e Ghana in as school say training health in no ono na oda no. The whole Ghana before becoming the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South. Enti now obekọ nursing school, you be nursing school, obey headmaster, obey whatever, minim say principal say dey. Christopher Beyere was the Director General Edano. So, Auditor General's report of Kwaku Annan was captured in 2016. 2016 Auditor General's report and a papai Ebabekane and Nediachere. Okay.
Sikebi Eko so Auditor General Ora Domlivo and a Troy Yamanam Troy. A quanya or this is Canada or this is Canada. But you see, oh, Maya and Mrebia Basabasia, the likes of Bayer number 4 Mwedi. No muria party besia ba bemu still no masia koji post no masia perpetuate the same crime and the same Auditor General beba be investigate wo muria no ma form wedi. This is the country you want me to understand and we build. Edo kwa he papa uye ne twere ho ora Dr Beyere etutu mrika akogye ba bibi so asase in the name of say or a politician.
So what is here? Let me be clear here. I think that sometimes we get confused about a lot of things. Ghana, professing being in Ghana, if any politician, BBS anyhow. There is no profession in Ghana called a politician. If we are seeing a profession being in sir. And when somebody becomes a politician, a new profession or a private individual, and the person goes to political power, say or the besomne man and whatever, so the bebokro no the besomne man, that is another matter altogether. So, answer now be a politician in Ghana no. I have made a lot of educations on that. Maybe Kwaku doesn't know here. Ghana mremuno. Answer na memeti he me frame ho say me NDC ni no. One, I should be a Ghanaian. That is the first thing. That is why one recently na Kwame Bedi akunkofa Belgium national bia no okasamana, but the lady was deported because a Ghana mremuno onye Ghana ni wuntimi gina Ghana enye politics o. And the answer na ube from ho say we NDC ni, we NPP ni, and now we politics or Ghana no. E was say one, we Ghana ni. That is the first thing. Answer na ube from ho say we Ghana ni so no. E was say Ghana nkuru free Ghana no. Ufiri ba ko bi so. Enti me fi Techiman. And because me fi Techiman today, ma me ho kwan ma me be Ghana ni. Answer na metima from ho say me NDC ni. That is the first thing. Enti say Christopher Beyere na we parliamentary candidate of Techiman South no. Or ye Christopher Beyere as a person, and then as a person, any jumadi a wodi o man no, eno na ma Christopher Beyere kwa ma na be NDC ni, abe parliamentary candidate of Techiman South. And when Christopher Beyere is engaging in activity or not as a person, the business udi beto NDC ho enye ye because he is a different entity altogether. As a meti hey, me William Munufie amankona, me what company? I maybe a limited liability company. All those may be the company na no, but company is different entity in legal terms. The company also another person, and I may as a person, so may another person. I don't know why I want to say you can send a message, then I'll take my time to explain it to you.
As I say, my mini poll on bill is so fast as I didn't know. Do you think the NDC bear the semblance of this forceful machoism?
Masa. Se Christopher Beyere continue school no ko fast as ko in school I didn't know they be can say NDC asem me meti he adwuma me yen NDC for na de me ye a private person na me ye adwuma although say sometimes you might see me speaking for and on behalf of NDC and NDC adwuma na me ye I'm a private person na meti me ye adwuma
Muni say mo yesa mo di gu mo am party na nimu ase afi wo di gu candidate na nimu ase it is some individual na ukoye sa admit an so no ogi nanim se wo bodewuro against o candidate no say mu amudi nachi mu ye tutrafo mu ye say what do you think you are doing to o candidate no eboa mo candidate no and so now what ho na wo yes adewe na John Mahama etinifie no onim ho hwe osusu say wo bodewuro na party no ehun ya akondo party no eye den ehun ba mfa so enipa ekondo party no mba ebesom party no and so mo hwe ho din quiet Papai ayora Dr Christopher Beyere ekokoje mami asase a chese entiase ba ko se enim na ye ka bibia na weturo ne hands and there's an allegations be say he thinks NDC is coming to power and then your mami no onko to hell
someone who baby papa ide sem nam Christopher Beyere as a person and another Ghana ni enya asase ho asem. Why is Kwaku Annan trying to chip in NDC here? A dear pan NDC a year Christopher Beyere or a private person or any business. Any Ghana near or Americans who say or say and answer what I say no Christopher Beyere any litigation on the parcel of land home. At the end of the NDC back account.
And this is what politicians need in a motive. And I'm saying that our Trojan horse is monitoring. Makachiremo mabobo binimidin wa ha wo mu na MPP NDC haruna adrusu maka me say their course E11 ombeka na krenjere afenyo marking their course E11 ombeka na krenjere the speaker of Ghana's parliament we peni mabonidin wo mu meka what is o ma ba bonten kona ko bi so mu say nti o mu ntimi ma bonten
because omoni time at the man kwala adwuma na wo ye no Untimi ntena online show no nkasa what free speaker of parliament o mere meyi na no nkyere very very insultive say you the Ghana na do level say what to say Barbin as a person you don't even get anywhere closer to Barbin say Barbin is speaker of parliament because baby Barbin abon e bread do ni ma why no how on earth will you call the speaker of parliament say o meyi na no nkyere wo Kwaku Annan abra Ghana court ni ya no ho
Now, Dr. Beyere and Yaboni Dianyi. Look at this useless people. What do you need, Jumasa? How do you know, why agreement to? A bro will share my men assassins, so what just as me free my men in seven. Orianum, on one sign etna cinema meno. Eya agreement, when you be faswa, or the man assassin, or the bemano.
Kwaku Annan is confused here. Onim mrak onko lawyer, na lawyer nchire na de. Se me no be agreement kwa na at a point I feel agreement na me na why no. And make sense a court nko na betim de akọ. I don't have to fulfill that part of the agreement, you know. And Kwaku Annan doesn't even understand. Say Ghana needs to make police station cultural statement, but by law you can even amend the statement at one kasa wachoro if you were forced to write a statement. One will say these people offer a private investigator, I don't know.
And this agreement was legally bind. Papa in his signature. Why would you now go out?
Legally minded on a day. We Kwaku Annan dine on judge. And we dear some waha.
And then we said one for agreement in Yejuma. I didn't do this myself. We intercepted all of this. Now my main kind document in Munsem and show. Do you know Ankasa Papi? Onema Amino a year. Niembisa said the conduct of Dr. Beyere does it represent the qualities, the semblance, and everything about the leadership of the NDC?
But you document Kwaku Annan Ankasa Bekanyo. Now what be some say, as some document you're walking, and John Mahama and NDC in the politics. A dear Juma Pane way. What do you pacho yen tears on my behind? Send me tea ways to see. Now, Makosi mi school, baby. Now, assassin will be able to assassin a media. Now, Monsieur, may no be negotiation with the metal assassin from our. And John Mahama or Kakabia or the Pacho private investigator now also, you know. Me private investigator, me mamma herself personal. But what do you want to papa?
Tia. Now, folks, we wait to me the agreement in that and that screen is on. Into wash it. Now, says, I mean, I'm a Troya. Also, this agreement is made this day of May 2022 between Dr. Christopher Beyere of P.O. Box 1915 Sunyane, owner proprietor of Kesby International School of the First Part, and Miss Florence Opoku Insia of.
The first thing I will document in say. Christopher Beyere kwa na kobo salete we ya. What Kwaku Annan is saying is per this document no. Christopher Beyere and referred to him as NDC parliamentary candidate and I said the boy of John Mahama, but refers to himself as the owner and proprietor of Kesby International School. Individual private matter.
PO Box 2244 Sunyane of the Second Part. Now, I say Dr. Beyere and Ms. Opoku Insia both own separate plots of land on a land originally referred to and described as Block A, Abisim, Chidom, Sector 16 on Doma Stool lands. Both Dr. Beyere and Ms. Florence Opoku have a common grantor in the person of Paul Jehu of P.O. Box 1915 Sunyane.
So what is mean here? And they say, what it mean here? They say, Christopher Beyere no the candidate of Techiman South NDC yenyi candidate this in Christopher Beyere school bi osunyane your first school no Kesby ene ma me bi so ote America your friend Miss Opoku Insia ato asase free ni papa ko bi ho a your first papa no Paul Jehu asase to asem enye politics asem.
Dr. Beyere's said plot of land Abast shares boundary with the land of Ms. Opoku Insia. Dr. Beyere has developed his part of the land into a school named as Kesby International. Kesby International, if I get it right.
Enti omoto asase no Christopher Beyere no a developing asase so wasi school a first school no Kesby International. Asase ho asema private Christopher Beyere akosi as asem na yekan. Okay.
School and is operating. Dr. Beyere, in developing his land, has also strayed onto Miss Opoku Nsia's Abaten land and has developed same within the past 6 months under the mistaken belief that Mrs. Opoku Nsia's land form part of his Dr. Beyere's land.
Bacho, we are trespassing and encroachment as na papa iken. Me was asase, then he even believes a mistake. And Christopher Beyere thought say baby o si na ekono e na asase. By mistake, intentional. So the document na Kwaku Annan say reading no says here and say it was a mistake. And Christopher Beyere go see school no encroaching part of Miss Nsia's plot of land and a piece of land. And intentional. But you na make the document we can you. Kwaku Annan now ono so or expose you know is reading say this development or encroachment or trespassing on Mahama's land was a mistake. Okay.
We are here town. Wasasinye, obisu dienye, but because nipani ni honinti, wo sheda jiwenim ena wukoe, ena chese wesi wudie wieo. Wasan trespass obi asase so akotam na sase. Asan I extend AC edan so school se dan AC was. Zani
e bacho document here Kwaku Annan kasa kan explanation of the man twin ta na kire. Document here papa yan kasa. Sometimes Ghana is funny. One kasa what kind of document actually mu say a mistake na papa no I encroach Mahama's land. You are saying say a intentional.
We are saying when you did one chebelde. And I tell you folks, such a nyoma we are making is going on in many circles. And nipa di nyoma we di nipa wo menwa wo munya kama form wo munka o masemom. And I have many such cases quick I'm investigating. Na wo kom na wutia areho. Mo said the last time me be bo real estate mami bi din aye friend is Samampa real estate na mo eti say. Now share. Or see in a meeting conveyed by their grantor Mr. Paul Jehu to resolve the issue, Dr. Beyere has agreed that he will replace Miss Opoku Nsia's lost land. Naturally, say, ebra wonum ko meeting no. Papa ya oton asasi edema Miss friends Opoku Nsia. Ono aso so na oton asase edema Dr. Christopher Beyere. Nti obi a wona asase. Eba ne sen ena Dr. Christopher Beyere utimi ko wasasi wu si udan wo so na wo san down ho na ukoko wia sebe maame na asase
e ba cho se mo ho wo ho se ase nipa na kwaji sika se ogu NDC parliamentary candidate for Techiman South animase se ne be obe lose aba and that is the juma wo ye because wo kan kire se e by mistake na nipa na kwaji asase no se say dey wo so wakowia se dey wo so wakowia. Then even nipa no Thomas asase mo mumieru no frɛ mumieru nyina bom no per the document na wo kan no I don't this is assuming without admitting say a true say Christopher Beyere na ye amana jatum so be pass asase for frama no ade na wo so wakowia na ose be kan document e kire say case we akọ court na we dethrone na ma prove akire we ne say tro na ba papa edi
ntina be say papa no ehwe na enye yi a de so ya ne se obetimi so etua maame no eka asase ne se de cost ye sa na asem ye kokopem. Several months later, Dr. Christopher Beyere have decided to ignore the binding agreement and rather resort to some form of political influence.
One will say Kwaku Annan masia maka se onkope lawyer bi na ontunefo. An agreement and binding agreement are two different things. Onima onkono onkusua. You cannot tell me say if I enter into agreement with somebody a binding. No. My country will say a chuko police station kwana utimi sign sawa no. Even in court, with the document kwa utimi sign kwatwe nsem be sign the fufuro koshim. Where binding means what? Okay, what the yentie no? Without assuming that admits he says Kwaku Annan he doesn't even know what he's talking of.
Now the matter had gone to the law court and the front line have secured some court documents. A bass and my meaning who said no, Papa no edinafa ekwan boni so. To do bet me and say no, a so called the law court, na court, a sha samdeka. Your court documents if you are, let's go into it, shall we? Now say Florence Opoku Nsia, house number blah 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 blah, being what?
Wow, I said it earlier on. say based on document na we kita wo Kwaku Annan no o say maame ne Christopher Beyere equal agreement na Christopher Beyere am fulfilling the side of agreement on my and the option per the laws of Ghana they say what they assembly go court enti maame no go ahead e the assembly go court me pa chaw say uko siw obi o court a document na wo ko siw nipa na doesn't mean say court na ma judgment no that be me meti how de me court o serve me court a me so me wan ano yie a me so me be court ho o de me court a now o carry document now de me court no around say we ko siw me no where de be ma that is not the truth as a washeda enti Kwaku Annan ought to know the document we no all kind na ne maame ne Christopher Beyere court which is a civil matter. But Kwaku Annan is saying say because Christopher Beyere dey appeal court on Quantino a criminal matter na ogu NDC anima say without getting back to say they respond na Christopher Beyere to the court ho and assembly akodi saying he is going to lie here but Kwaku Annan should be careful because contempt of court no way no a contempt of court and otini shows so no
the plaintiff and then the defendant Christopher Beyere blah 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 the statement of claim or say plaintiff is a citizen asasino every ora Paul Jewuho asasino otono 20,000 Ghana cedis and oye an address obe develop asasi enimu ane say obi nsu etu asasi ho anamon yanko so or say plaintiff averts that her said plots of land adjoins or shares boundary with defendant's plots of land.
And this one was enye intentional. As a makoto plot, na plot maybe I bought 3 or 10. Na may say me kwaku si then me messing for no I extend a jumana me to another person's plot. Enye krono asem na ye kan ha o. And enye politics asem na ye kan. Enye politics.
He, the defendant, purchased from the plaintiff's grant her agents in Ghana that defendant has forcibly annexed, appropriated to himself the plaintiff's said land and was rapidly developing plaintiff's said plot of land. Osi no abrochiri. The otiane obi yina sutri say.
All right, so they jump ahead because I say wa. Enti nipa ne say otabrochiri or plot to Ghana. And o maka change obi si plot no. And o buy and or that's na court. Let's move on from there.
They say, hey, mame, or plot on Ghana. Now, despite this agreement, the defendant has blatantly failed, refused, neglected to fulfill his obligation under the agreements, despite repeated demands on him. Enyadia papaya and adrin say, obede, obefino. Or see, plaintiff states that the Adrian say, as a sir, or the Nasam Akwadan court. Say court modern na omane say relieves benya court en sha papa na mani hu say asase na nya ne dia na fi kwan bia so no the title e da asase so bibia emra ne din mu or say order for the damages against defendant for trespass in favor of the plaintiff na te say ye makwan na bibiara doctor no waye tie maame no ni nara ne nsa eye den yemano a compensation to say an order for the demolition of an illegal structure the defendant has erected on plaintiff's said land despite repeated protestation to the defendant by the plaintiff not to do so, which said demolition should be at the expense cost of the defendant, cost of this suit including plaintiff's legal fees.
Enti assembly nyina say ma me dey assembly ko court say court ngina sa asema no na ka bia wabo bia no yema Dr Christopher Beyere ntu ama no. That is all. And one no. Kwaku Annan eba be ditro ha. E be ditro na this is where contempt of court no ebeche no.
And any other reliefs. Ebusuya enya asem a emu yemre e na court e de nsa hye ade ase. Lawyer for plaintiff. Ma me chiremu a sesi anom court ema ne kwan ana court emfansi su se bebia Dr Christopher Beyere we si dan enye ne dia court makwane emubu dan no afi ye bubu dan na ehun cost bia no so me enfa ma ono ma me ye fa ma papa no ensem ne de bebre na ebusuafo me no woka say the information we are picking just a court edi case ne wie e ma o ma award ma me no all the necessary reliefs are as here the man
One was the first trap Papa Edino. No. When a man who said Kwaku Annan any investigator Bia Organa. He's just lying. Or maybe Bia. As some way call court no court to crime, and my yes, I'm not confused. Young Costa Munufie. If he doesn't know. As some way or court no court to see him as a Munufie because they see say by mistake in any penalty dynasty so a school can see it. And see, I'm going to Costa Munufie. Now, for feedback, and my court. One was who did to say. Court ashema adi asem na mama no contempt of court ebusuafo eboba eba me the document bi abekire mo na yensan to so nkowe the next throw papa we asheda adi egu the parliamentary candidate of Techiman South so wanwie o ye program no on 2 occasions 2 days no the year
asem papa ibisa enti do you think say it will serve former President John Mahama right? Said John Mahama ebenam campaign so e wo sunyane na enipa bi di placards na omo di hia ne say o party ni mu mpanimfo kwan omo di afa so ene would they help John Mahama?
Abusafa dey we for John Mahama ho ben we for NDC ho ben because Dr Christopher Beyere asi the school no si asase so that enye school afi no si school a e operate over 10 years ago. Na se nipa na ono free America abade akokot na wo se ebe affect John Mahama in what way? Ebe affect John Mahama na se Christopher Beyere na wa be candidate no onya adwuma obede anya sika e de run campaign na woye no. Anaso wi asase se okoton asase na se den. Investigative journalist na yes adwuma we no. Jandam adwuma pa woye se be ya Christopher Beyere be lusu aba adwuma na woye no. Jandam adwuma pa na woye no.
We expose all these people now before time. And I am here to say, Mr. President John Mahama, former, we investigate it further. Folks, we investigate it further. Say NDC for it will be papa bia some catch papa ya. We investigate we case we further. There is more. Wednesday, a BPA episode. The Frontline Investigate had obtained a doc.
Enti or say NDC for investigating papa we. Yati ase. And also there's more. Until Wednesday no say twice be him. Me pacho say investigation we also enye no. Minima dia John Mahama ntimi nko yewom. Se me meti hey me NDC ni na se me o me business ameye. Na business partner na ntia se no de me kokota. Dia na John Mahama meye. John Mahama nye lawyer, John Mahama nye judge, John Mahama any bibia ye wasase asem we ho. And a Ghana law no say do asem we ye di asem no sunye fiapre. Sunye fiapre and a court say nkosi asem no fie. Se party a wonye satisfied and as we dissatisfied with the judgment no. Se judge cry enter into judgment a. Utimi say dey ko appeal. Ade na papa person o say e ade a John Mahama ho me NDC wom. E pa Wednesday dey no so yenkwe azan would the Ghana politics for enkwasi asem.
Title public notice is hereby served indicating the license of Greenfield College Sunyani belonging to Dr. Christopher by
Fred me do about programs na very discussion keto we ha. Yeah. Dr. Christopher Beyere na o kan asem no. Say all private school be fe ne Casby no. Yeah. Christopher Beyere sign wo law school I was Sunyani a trainee nipa say me lawyers. Christopher Beyere now it was school here. The only school in that region and I say maybe the whole of northern sector Ufri Techiman Kumasi kwa a training lawyers Christopher Beyere there. Now at a point in time no General Legal Council LST schools bima or training lawyers according to them no school no qualifies or training lawyers. Okay. And the part of that schools no na Christopher Beyere there neka ho. Enti yenkone poti aseme Kwaku Annan ka wa ha.
Had been turned down. Question: what is it that Dr. Beyere should have known before applying for the license? Iranum. Monday, enemy mamo, the first part 1 exposé. Was our papa, Dr. Christopher Beyere. Now, and maybe may hold on. But may were a list, an endless list of people who also say, accusing Dr. Beyere, say, Dr. Beyere, ediji wo musika, ebi, ye kekeska na nyiska ketuao. Sa allegation we na me hia Christopher Beyere na kasa waba.
But just who defamation na papa yesa kwafa after no ho so no. Aside contempt of court no. Or say accuse Christopher Beyere say oye kromfo. Na ojeje amanfo sika. Enti mo yen to aso nti Kwaku Annan.
But ever since before this exposé, ya friend. Ono on
Fred say
and then they say in Yankasa because they wait 45 minutes.
yeah, Becca, don't worry, omre. Yeah, omre pa. Because I do where papa we no. Ase obi a sheda man discuss say massa target Christopher Beyere na good ni mase. Say na be ya on win aba.
Sisi ana ma hwe bibia say Sunyane FM no. And I think say Sunyane FM they are possible.
All right, Martin T and so.
The reason why I say possible is say o say within brafo into or sell sa message na be dey.
Ebe ko actually.
Ebe
Yes. Wa sheda.
Yeah.
We paid job na Kwaku Annan here no. Yen to so.
on to call and on also all answer the messages. But a lot of people have accused him. Say wa bomb po agiju omusika and sana odo omuwura all those health institutions. And ekura na enye nekura. Oba efidie iso a na nchi bitumi de nsem bi evidence bi awo no say we ni be ya no me yenhwe. But report na ya pekini bi kire say papa yi so opese obi law school. But law school no opese obi wo sunya ne ho no. Won say school ni na wo institutions a omo hwehwe ase. But ni na ko wie say Ghana General Legal Council for shut na you know off. Omo shut down the school. Enyo on the school nkwa na sentia ama license ni amfema no no. E kire say 1 to 2 ni nyume bi. Ma men kan kire mo say now mo for document into screen so do bi anka say me no.
Private investigative journalist adwuma na Kwaku Annan so oye yo. Enti ono akonya document e kire say ya closest schools bi ma Christopher Beyere law school no e ka ho. Private investigative journalist pepa underline that with those words. Na me prove ya kire mo won say papa ya kwaji sika say oye campaign tia John the saying John Mahama and Christopher Beyere. Me be prove ya kire wa ha ene.
For manufacture na da ho no. Osin public notice daily graphic Wednesday May asemi see Wednesday daily graphical Wednesday May 10th 2023 last year. Public notice. So notice is hereby given that the General Legal Council has with immediate effect withdrawn its recognition of the faculties of law in the following universities pursuant to section 4 of the legal
maybe my cut short, but anyway, sorry for that. My main sign got also. My main sign got also from that angle. Sorry for that.
This man called Dr. Christopher Beyere other release. Ebusuya. My main kind of say now more for documenting into screen so do be anka say me no Pamela A. Ado Secretary General Legal Council no mucho krate. Nanu ni ebisa Dr. Beyere. E die be ntina na opese owia no ho. No this say school yi eba abonten. Ma wo mo betete Ghana for maiwa bi ni mema bi a. Won be wie no ma be ka kire so mo ya lawyer for yet. School na wo bie no. School need any license. Why would he do this?
Me pacho so who say pay this document na Kwaku Annan or private investigative journalist kan ye no. O kire say Christopher Beyere akwati school a onim se onin krata e na wasesa manfo akogum e na odeceive omo enti e man nye ni papa.
No, one accreditation.
Only accreditation, of course. So we need accreditation. Now, what manfo good school now?
If the school is not accredited,
yes,
that means that you don't qualify to run the school.
Exactly.
And the students, mobile ever pass it through the school piano. I won't need satisfied results and yes, qualification a bit more practice it. Whatever.
And what he is saying is that because of this, and Mark Christopher Beyere ain't credible.
Yeah.
This so NDC for Kwaku is on the omenim.
Yeah.
also in 1 minute. Now, another document. Then we ask him, say, why didn't he do further checks to produce that kind of document?
No, but
school no only license, but yahwehwe na yehu no. So
what I'm reading here, no. Was it with effective from the 1st day of January 1970, a person shall not be qualified for enrollment under any provision of Act unless he is the holder of a degree from a university approved by a general legal council.
Exactly. So what he is trying to mean is a per document we know. That's a Christopher Beyere akoti school general legal council Emma and Kwan and say defraud amount for.
That's it.
Okay.
The meaning of that statement is different because before I sign out, law. No, that means a second degree course in Ghana.
No, what this document means is you should have a degree.
And American
the law certificate, should be accredited by the General Legal Council.
So university now call what you say, accredited. And now you first degree or second degree now they acquire law. No.
That what it says here, and say read the document very well. With effect from the first day of January 1971, a person shall not be qualified for enrollment under any provision of the Act unless he is the holder of a degree from a university approved by the General Legal Council. That means, answer now, obey my general law school. No, I will say, ultimate degree program in law from a school, General Legal Council accredited.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So let's continue.
tiafo kwa ye bim so oto wirem odoto bim enuyem nsuom ewirem minim ba bi a wafa ya ye de ebetumi bia to wo to na wo pese odi matema na ho kra mesere na me mfa wo sa wo.
All right. Enti me there another document ebeto so. Another document General Legal Council of Ghana na Kwaku Annan kan omo letter dada no. Assign the another document be publications in the graphics by I mean kind public notice. Notice is hereby given that the General Legal Council has, with immediate effect, restored its recognition of the Faculty of Law in the following universities, pursuant to Section 4 of the Legal Profession Act 1960, Act 32. With effect from the first day of January, schools in Omasan restore no Presbyterian University College, Kumasi Campus, Wisconsin International, and then Greenfield College, Sunyane. Kwaku Annan na kind document say criminal. He failed as an investigative journalist. Say, Obakwaku be almost say, "Man restore and man restore." And based on his false information, Christopher Beyere metra on nanim, no man answer na Christopher Beyere amantino. Onye credible. Meanwhile, who are offering private investigative journalist, you couldn't do this simple research. One abusha for Ghana. Say you hear baby the politics in Bekono e de asembeba. And now Nkrophobia to memo mo post bi o Ghana wa minim baby o mo kosua asa adwuma ni free here. Tronko ane jandam se jandam say wo NDC di nipa kwa no ma sheda gu nipa ni ma say publicly ama nipa na lose aba. Me the document bi ba beto adewe so. Me pa cho say mo kai honorable attachia. Honorable attachia e lawyer muya. Osan a member of parliament. Now, whilst being a member of parliament, Osan a lawyer no. One of the clients, IAJ Adam Limited, echo sue honorable attachment for 2.3 billion Ghana cedis. Say legal fees be one sense. Me pacho was J Adam suing attachment as a lawyer and as a private individual and as a politician or as NPP ni. Do you understand my question? It means that is not what I'm trying to mean. What I'm trying to mean is attaching as an individual or a lawyer, as a politician. But when J. Adam was going to sue attaching or sue as an individual out in a business, when sue as a politician, and as when sue say be affected, na do don't Kwaku Fuado. It is a Kwaku Annan be catch me ameti has because Christopher Beyere Law School at a point in time, General Legal Council is shutting it down. And then Christopher Beyere as a person, obviously, or encourage upon assassin, and now Christopher Beyere about Auditor General's report, my exposé about Auditor General report, HSA Christopher Beyere ain't credible to lead the party. Ebema John Mahama Lusuaba. What kind of logic is this? Fred, do you understand my viewpoint?
Yeah, I get you. Now,
Because one, I said no, court to me as a new year.
Me person me bow baso sa ade we a why ne
But that's it.
Obi anka ne call contest. I think say a political enemy is always a political enemy, irrespective of area where you are coming from.
Yes.
Full said then the omunyina free of krom so did you annoy day na opere.